Oh, the testing song by Conway Twitty. I'm sure my mother sang it a lot when I was little. God rest her soul. Good evening, I'm Tanya Levy. For some of you who don't know me, I can't imagine that you don't, because it seems that after being in Port Hawkesbury for 16 years, everybody knows me as that woman who works at that nautical, or the woman who Paul married. Really? Paul got married? Or Julian's mother. A lot of people know me as Julian's mother. And a lot of people know me now as the woman who's trying to deal with the fact that Julian's in grade 12. And Julian went in grade 12 in the same year that my father went in a nursing home. So therefore, it is a year of many transitions. So tonight I thought I'd talk a little bit with you about beingness. We spend a lot of time in our society trying to figure out what we do and what we have. Get a lot of messages about doing more and having more, but we don't usually turn on the television or go on Facebook and somebody say, "So how's your beingness today? How are you doing with being who you're meant to be? How are you doing with being you on this planet?" Because remember, there's only one you. Every other you, well, there isn't another you. So take a minute and look at the card you picked. And then I want you to close your eyes and have a picture in your mind of the first thing you think of when you say the word to yourself on that card. What color do you see? What does it taste like or smell like? What memory do you hold with that word on that card? What vision do you have for your life with that word on the card? And how could you invite more of that into your life? Just hold that for a moment. And before you come back, what's one thing you could do in the next week to encourage yourself to be more of what that card says? So open your eyes, and I want you to just think for a moment about who are you. If your best friend or your partner described you in 3 words, what would they say? So last night I was watching Frankie and Gracie with Paul, my husband, and every time Frankie came on, he would laugh. And if you don't know who Frankie is Lily Tomlin. And she wears these beautiful bright colors. I don't know why he mixes me up with her. Except for, anyway, there's a few things I'm not like Frankie like. But anyway, I don't tend to put a lot of male genitalia in my art. But beyond that, Frankie and I have a lot of similarities. So it was funny because as I watched the show, I would laugh at Frankie and Paul would laugh at me watching Frankie. And then I said, well, maybe I'm more like Saul. And Saul is the male who left Frankie for another man. So it's a very complicated show. Anyway, and Paul said to me, well, no, dear, you're not like Saul because you don't clean and cook like Saul. Now, I could have been really offended by that, but it's true. I do not spend most of my days cleaning and cooking. As you can tell, I spend most of my days being a kindergartner, making pictures, taking pictures, making the world more colorful. That is what I do. That is who I am. And I could beat myself up about that, but it wouldn't work. And it wouldn't work because that's who I am. And I'm here on this planet to be that person. And if my mother was here today, she would tell you that for almost 50 years, she tried to get me to be organized. And for almost 50 years, I tried. And anyone who knows me well knows it's really a failure, a failing attempt to be organized because I don't have the gene. But you know what? I'm okay with that. And the reason I'm okay with that is because sometimes our greatest gifts are what we suck at. Right? Because I suck at organizing, I know the enormous amount of effort it takes me to get through my day at work. And remember what students said to me while I was upstairs, and I'm walking downstairs going, I gotta remember that, I can't forget that. As soon as I get in my office, I write it on a sticky note and I go, whew, I should remember to carry sticky notes with me, but that would mean I was organized. right? But the point is that it's a gift for me to have a struggle. Because then everybody who shows up at my door who has a struggle, I get them. I get what it means to struggle. I get what it means to have a hard time with something. And I'm not sure that you get to be organized and creative in the same body. And I am really creative. And I was thinking tonight, as my friend came up to the table and said, "You've changed quite a bit in the last 16 years since you came to Port Hawkesbury." And I said, "Yeah, I guess I have." It was my clumsiness that brought me to Tai Chi. Because I don't have a Jane Fonda body. I don't know what God was doing when he made me, but Jane Fonda wasn't the model he picked. So the only class I could come up with that I thought I could do was Tai Chi. And that's good, because of Tai Chi I met all of you. And because of Tai Chi, every day my body works better for me, because I work with my body instead of against it, and I listen to my body now. And when my body says drink more water, I don't turn the Keurig on. And when my body says rest, I don't go and do 5 more things. And so what I want you to think about tonight is, what makes you you? What is your beingness? Because that's why you're here. And I can remember when my son was little and we were moving one more time. And he said to me, now we're switching into having, in case you wanted, because I'm not really linear in my presentations, so we're going to the middle part of the handout. So my son says to me, "Mom, the next time we move, I want to move into a mansion." And I'm thinking, where'd you get that from? Like, I'm not walking around thinking, I want to live in a mansion. Where'd you get this from? So what kid at school said, "I live in a mansion"? Haha, and you don't, right? So he said, "Okay, here's the deal. We can live in a mansion, but you're going to need another baby." And me, all right.